forget my podcast's name. The fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna make that joke too much. Only once. I'm gonna be joined by 2 people though. Let me let them all in. Let me see. Oh, this happened like at the last minute, but it's okay. It's my fault. I wasn't looking at my Zoom, I don't think. Anyways, what is up, everybody? I am joined by Alan Shakersine as well as G Jackson. But yeah, how's it going? Hi.
I didn't comb my hair because I'm stupid.
From your lips to God's ears. The thing is, though, man, we're chilling together. I haven't talked to you guys. Well, I haven't talked to you, Alan, at all since yesterday. We did kind of hang out a little bit. You're like half asleep when we're watching the Oscars and stuff. But how you doing, man?
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but how you doing?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I cut you off. Doing pretty good. Been a pretty eventful day. I had a fucking my first like 10-hour shift or 12-hour shift, so that was fun.
Oh, wait, 10-hour shift?
12-hour shift, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a new job. So 12-hour for 4 days and then 4-day weekends. Holy shit.
Oh,
we got our
yeah.
fucking raid.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I guess I meant to raid this a lot sooner, so I guess I'll do the whole thing. Welcome, guys. Chat Tech has started because I'm wondering, like, I literally, I think I, like, scare people when they're watching Double Toasted just waiting. They're on the Twitch, the DT Twitch. God damn, this thing's, like, hanging around a while. What's going on with that? Jesus Lord. Anyways, but Jed, I mean, I already know how you're doing. I'm going to ask you for the show and everything. How are you doing?
Man, I think I'm doing all right. Seeing people get the shit smacked out of them.
Yeah.
But
Why are you quoting
Matthew
McConaughey?
Yeah, by the way, I've washed this shirt 3 times, Mauricio, but not every day. Now, that'd be kind of crazy. My black shirt, though.
You don't really wash shirts every single day.
Well, because this, now I'm just wearing this for the show. Like, so I wash it when I go somewhere and I take this with me because the dirt from outside and everything. But, like, the last 3 days I've used this literally just for the show. So I'm like, oh, yeah. It's not dirty. I'm literally
the same way. I honestly only use this for the show at all. Like, as soon as I go, I toss it to the side and I wear, like, I have another undershirt somewhere on the floor. That's, like, whatever color I feel like.
Now, my undershorts, my undershorts. Is that underwear?
I mean, undershorts. I mean, if you wear shorts instead of boxers, I guess.
Yeah, but no. But my undershirt, I do watch those pretty much every day. Like, you know, like I have like 5 of the same one. So yeah, like I don't wear those twice.
Oh, I have so many pairs of basically undergarments. So every single day I switch out. But it's like I have like 12 or 13. So it's like, you know, by the time like the wash comes in, I'm not even halfway through. Yeah,
but by the way, Jed, what do you wear as underwear?
Slacks.
What?
That's awful.
The fuck is slacks?
You know what slacks are?
Probably not by name.
Those are dress pants essentially. So like yeah, like slacks pants. I hope that fucking program
like
Slack
legging. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
No, like, you know, I think of Chris Cox and that fucking app he's always trying to push.
Oh my god, trying?
No, but these are slacks. You should know this. I'm surprised you don't.
I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah. I actually don't wear dress pants like that. But also, I didn't know that by name. I call them dress pants. Also, what the fuck?
Yeah, wait, what did she do?
She says she wears this as underwear.
Oh yeah, no, she's fucking weird.
That's how we got started off.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but like, at the same time, it's Jess. So I'm just like, if she said like I scarfed out the asshole of a fucking elephant, I'd be like, oh, it's interesting. Anyway, it's some movies today. You know, what I mean, it'd be crazy. But Stace saying sub fam. Amanda, is it slacks or slaps? No, slacks. Slaps. I know what he's going for. God, I just realized. I'm tired.
I don't.
You know, Amanda was like, can someone send me a sub? Yeah, if you guys can give him some love with a sub, then you don't have to go through all those commercials and everything. Sorry about the commercials, dude. But anyways, I'm surprised he actually doesn't want the commercials. I'd imagine he would really, really hate us talking today because, guys, there's a big elephant in the room. Speaking of elephant anuses, there's a huge elephant in the room where it's like, I'm going to be honest, dude. I talked to Jed about this like 3 times before the show, and I was like, I almost don't want to talk about it.
I kind of was having a conversation. I was like, I almost don't want to fucking talk about this shit tonight. There's a lot of reasons, and the last thing I want to do is sound ignorant at all.
Yeah. So we're gonna have awesome Nick. Hola, Nick. Hola to you too, good sir. Hello, how you doing? Hey, welcome to Gula Gula Island. No, I don't know. Hola's.
I mean, we don't have to talk about it. I mean, I can just give a quick thing here.
Wait, what?
Will Smith is probably the shit out of Chris Rock. Smack the taste of the man's mouth.
Like, okay, look. Nick, call me out. Jet, call me out. Chet, call me out. If this is offensive in any way, is this a big deal? Like, is this really that big of a deal? Somebody said something stupid. Somebody slapped him in the face. Okay, what's the big fucking deal?
Well, the big
oh
deal
no,
is who they are, because technically it's like, well, anything a celebrity does, you could say it's not a big deal because it's like a guy
You
was in
see,
a
you
movie.
see the,
You know.
you see that shit in the hood every day. That's just a normal fucking day for someone talking some smack.
Yeah.
like I
And it's
grew up
like-
with that shit, man.
Because like the thing is too is like when it comes through to and yeah, I agree it was a weak ass slap or a weak ass joke, but then also too it goes into a thing of like people are saying this is assault, and I don't like that word getting thrown around so much because this happens in other ways, and people seem to kind of pick and choose a little bit of like, yeah, like what the like, you know, like I'll say this, I'll ask a question, can I actually like bounce something to you guys? Boing! All right, now it's your turn to answer something that's pretty hard, and I mean the chat, because if you answer, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but chat.
That's fair.
I'm straight up asking you guys, and we'll talk about it too, obviously, while you guys answer. But if Chris Rock, let's just change the scenario around. If Chris Rock said, "Hey, is this watermelon pillow racist?"
Oh yeah.
Would you guys be okay with him getting slapped then, like you guys were last year when you guys all laughed about it continuously, and said, "Yeah, he should get slapped. Woo, assault is great. Wow, I love me some assault."
While they're answering, basically anytime you lay hands on another individual is considered assault. Depending on the severity of the assault, the plaintiff or the defendant, whatever the actual technical word is, can waive away the charges or not plead charges under the circumstances that there were no grievous bodily harm. Now, he didn't break any bones and he didn't come out with a knife, so Chris Rock can easily, waive away the charges. Though I still like, for me, I don't know why. Like, I know a lot of people say it was. He even apologized to it. It looks staged to me. Like when I saw it again, I'm like, this looks kind of staged. But then I also go, Will Smith walked in front of like millions of people. Was it 30, 40 million international people? It's back to man on television. Like, even staged or not, like the balls that man had.
Yeah,
That man's from West Philly. Like, come on, they don't fucking play.
Yeah, but my thing is like, a lot of things happen like this. Like, I'm gonna bring up a couple of things. One, and I'm actually a little irritated with this because this guy should not be. We'll get into that later. But like, I'm gonna pull it up on screen. This dude, John Leguizamo. He pretty much said in this thing, it's like number 8 on trending apparently. But like, he did this interview with Entertainment Tonight. And he was saying that this whole thing tarnished the Oscars. And I'm like, really? So Will Smith?
Fuck off.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Man, okay.
Somebody.
First of all, maybe Bruno should shut the fuck up. Maybe we should not talk about it. Like, dude, you did a whole movie where you did fucking racist caricatures. Shut up. You don't have a say in this.
Yeah, and the thing
Tarnish
is,
the
like,
Oscars because we don't want Roman Polanski's name to go down next to Will Smith's name.
no, but that's the thing is like, wow, so this tarnished the Oscars. One guy is slapping another guy for making fun of his wife who has a condition, and not the child rape, the pedophilia, the grooming young people, the racism, the systematic racism that's been happening for I don't know about 80 fucking years. None of that tarnished the Oscars. The fact that they had to do a Oscars is so white thing because black people are never fucking represented in this bullshit fucking Academy Awards thing ever.
It's weird because if you take it at the base level, yes, a man assaulted another man during the Oscars. Yeah, and sure, maybe I'm downplaying because it looked like a weak ass slap. It looked extremely staged. But yeah, at the end of the day, someone was assaulted on the stage, and yeah, at the end of the day, like even if it's justified, assault is assault, and it's not cool. Like. He should have hit it. No, of course not. She should not have done that. Now, was it funny? Sure, whatever you want to go with that. The reason it's as big of a deal is because of the venue. If this was just on the street, it might have still gotten the press. But it's this idea, like we literally were talking about in the show right beforehand. This white elitist bullshit fucking propaganda machine that is the Oscars. Did you see the reactions, bro? Your girl was there.
Lupita Nyong'o?
No, the one you hate the most, the actress you hate the fucking most, giving the most
Judi Dench
pearls reaction. No, what the fuck's her name from the post?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Oh,
yeah,
that's not real, by the way.
pearls.
I want to tell people that's not real. That thing that has all the tiles or whatever.
That's from the La La Land thing.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, because there's even part where The Rock is looking at the two. He's like, "Oh shit, oh that's crazy," but no, that was not real.
Damn it!
But I wish it was real too, because Meryl Streep. But I mean,
she was like clutching pearls type shit. I was like, "Oh, that must be real."
No, I want to say, bravo. People are not bringing this up, and me as an editor, I want to bring this up. But bravo to the delay guy. That was on national television, making sure that, because like even when something's live, they still have a 15-second latency with anything in case someone comes in and shoots someone in the head. You don't want to have that on TV or whatever.
That's fair.
And he was not only rewinding time, but he was also editing to get pieces of what Chris Rock was saying while cutting out, the "get your wife, my wife's out your fucking mouth," that whole thing. Yeah. So he was doing a good job there, but then he's also not getting a lot of reaction shots because whoever was doing that must be savvy to social media, and they're like, don't show anyone else's face because it might be oh shit or oh my god.
They got some good ones though. They got Andrew Garfield to be won the night because he just looks up, looks back on his phone, starts scrolling.
Yeah, which is great. But there's probably a lot more crazy reactions to that. But go ahead, Jet.
Yeah.
So someone made a list, and I agree with it. But where do we place this one? Okay, best award show moment. We have Kanye saying Beyonce should have won over Taylor Swift. Nicki Minaj asking Miley what's good after talking shit about her. Britney kissing Madonna. The crowd looking at Miley Cyrus crazy during the 2013 VMAs. Moonlight winning against La La Land, and Will Smith punching the shit out of Chris Rock.
Wait, we're not gonna do Kendrick Lamar's Oscar thing where everyone was just staring. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, the music awards, that was great.
Yeah, the music awards. That needs to be on that list.
The only reason why I don't want to bring that one up, the reason why it doesn't go up there, because that was once again wrong audience, and I wish it was like a black audience just for the help of Kendrick Lamar, because dude, that song they used, they did a Humble, I think, right? And like the beginning they had like this jazzy thing, and it's like the funniest. I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of black people in our chat right now.
Yo, M. Hunter brought up Madonna kissing Drake.
Oh yeah,
what
another good one.
Because they kiss and then he has like almost like he wants to throw up, like the disgust face.
Yeah, but not to offend anybody, but I know Kendrick Lamar is like a big deal and everything, but like they did that song in the beginning, it was like, and they made this horrible fucking like horn sound thing, and then started dancing, and it had all the black people like in jail cells and shit, and I was like, this is, I know that like it's 2017, we're trying to like educate white people that not every black person's a villain, like everyone be cool, and they're like, hey, I got a great idea for that, let's put every black person in like prison outfits and have them like, it's like, oh my god, dude, like what the fuck. Now, that's tone deaf as fuck.
I guess this list is more just like the straight up more scandals, I guess.
Yeah.
Because for me, the Nicki Minaj asking Miley what's good, and then her acting all scared and all like and stuttering and whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether to place that as number one or number two, because she was visibly fucking scared.
Or Eminem,
but at the same time...
Oh, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting him. My bad.
Oh no, I was basically done.
Okay, but no, I was gonna say to Eminem and Christina Aguilera, when like he gave her the award, he was like, listen, like, okay, so the award goes to Christina Aguilera, and then she goes up on stage and she's like, bitch, like they look at each other like all fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah, that was good.
I'll be real, I don't think anything's topping the Madonna kiss with Britney Spears, because that was on fire for months, because they're like, lesbians exist, oh no, we have to stop this. Like, dude, that was like early 2000s. That was a wild time,
I think,
man.
2000. Then the next year is when the Titty got released.
Yeah, nothing's beating the Titty.
Yeah.
Now, if this was just scandals in general, if that was just like scandals in general, then yeah. But this is more award show. So like, I was like, the fucking titty thing, like that'd be way up there.
Yeah, the Super Bowl thing. But yeah, I think Will Smith slapping Chris Rock is the biggest one, because people can't stop talking about it, because it's giving you a lot of insight on who's who, and that's my biggest thing here. So like, if you disagree with me, I'm gonna tell you what I feel really quick, just so you guys can leave if you don't want to fucking whatever. But like, I think that Will Smith is right. So if you disagree with that and you don't want to have like me making you look bad, whatever, I suggest you just leave or not talk in the chat, because I don't want to piss you off and I don't want to start a fight with anybody. So now that that's out of the way, cool, we're good. Now, one of the things I said in a Facebook post, and I still kind of mean it, but I want to apologize to some, because I don't mean to say that people who don't agree with me are shitty, but it's like, I got a conversation with a host from Double Toasted. That's all I'm going to say. And he basically gave me some insight in the sense of like, hey, like, this is actually a little bit more than chauvinistic. Like, like, why do women need to be defended all the time anyways, too? And also, like, there's no reason for you to go that far, blah, blah, blah. Totally get that. However, it's like, I come from a different breed of people where I don't have a lot of friends. Not to get too serious here or anything, but, like, I don't have a lot of people in my life, right? And I wouldn't do this just because the girl needs me to defend. I would do that for any of my fucking friends or my coworkers or whatever, because that's the shit that's going to carry on. If I look like a crazy person for slapping somebody across the fucking face because they have a fucking dumbass problem talking too much and never having to take responsibility for it, that's one thing, and I'll get sued and I'll suck, but I'll take care of it. But what's more priceless than any of that shit is how your friends are going to feel with you and how much they trust you and how much how they felt during a moment like that. You gotta keep in mind, this is an Academy Awards show. It's one of the most watched fucking things every year when it happens, right? Imagine how alone Jada Pinkett felt when someone literally insulted her for something that she can't fucking control because he was too lazy to write some fucking material. He's like, you bald head G.I. Jane. He couldn't even like fucking bring up like a new movie. G.I. Jane came out like the 90s, right? Like 1992 or something. And
yeah, I was like, G.I. Jane?
Yeah, like that's a fucking reference for your. That's a reach. You know what I mean? But he brought that up, and there was no cleverness to it. It's like, bald G.I. Jane, haha, pay me money, I'm a comedian. And it's like, because he was lazy, didn't want to write any fucking jokes that night. Now she has to sit in that fucking whole place roasted just because she's sitting there. She's not going to a Chris Rock show where he's going to do crowd work. She's at the fucking Oscars. You know what I mean? Like, and she's there to support her fucking husband. She probably doesn't want to fucking be there on all these pieces of shit.
Well,
So
while we're also talking about Will Smith, let's bring up another person who made me mad during the fucking Oscars as well. Amy Schumer, that whole bit with her like taking that seat from that man's fucking wife, whatever, made me so fucking mad, and calling her a seat filler and taking her seat. Like, first of all, bitch, I don't even know why you're hosting. No one likes you.
But see, the difference there is that was a skit, so I'm pretty sure that girl got paid to move out and be, you know, I'm sure that she knew, you know.
I don't know. That didn't seem staged, but if it was, it still made me mad. Like, don't do that shit.
Yeah, and LaCurl, that's a good point. You know, Jada and Will laughed at jokes directed towards other people, but I will say that there was no joke there that I heard that was as bad. And here's another thing too. It's like, I'll go back, and I'm not a big Oscars person, so you guys are going to have to give me the dates. But Ricky Gervais did this too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was calling people pedophiles, like straight up pedophiles, which is fine. And I'm glad that he called people out. But there's probably some people that were not pedophiles he was calling that to. And he was literally insulting everybody. He even made fun of suicide amongst people who make independent films. And it's all because he was like, oh, you make fun of this thing because I'm a comedian. And meanwhile, there is people that actually do commit suicide after working on independent films, and they get some asshole like you making fun of this shit, and they don't get the respect they fucking deserve. They don't got no money. They had to destroy the relationships. They had to destroy their family life to make a movie to not even get a fucking award at your stupid ass piece of shit fucking Academy Award ceremony. And yet, you know, Ricky Gervais is, I'm going to make a suicide joke. Ha ha, they killed themselves. Ha ha. But then when fucking September rolls around, then we got Suicide Awareness Day and Suicide Awareness Month, and everyone think about each other, betterhelp.com, whatever the fuck. But yet, for the joke, you can say whatever the fuck you want. And I hate that fucking excuse where you can hide behind jokes.
The thing is, it's also not a roast either. It's not a roast. It's just straight up Academy Awards. It's just like, if you're going to make a joke like that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your shit rocked.
There's something that I want to talk about when it comes to the chat, that specifically that idea, just because you laugh at jokes in general in a room full of jokes and it gets directed towards you, you're not allowed to be sensitive towards jokes directly towards you. Different people have different level of tolerance when it comes to being made fun of.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, if you're trying to make jokes, if you're basically like doing that as a job, it's like, you have to understand, it's like, look, people are going to have different levels of sensitivity when it comes to jokes. There are times where they're not going to be tolerant to any jokes, doesn't matter, or even less tolerant to jokes specifically towards them. You can't judge their laughing as a way like, oh, because they laughed at joke A, that means joke B directly to them will also make them laugh, or they gave up the right to not be made fun of. It's like, people have different levels of tolerance. And guess what? Oh, it's too hard to know who's going to laugh at what. Guess what? It's your job to be a comedian. Your job is to work with a room.
Read the fucking room. Like,
also, are we forgetting a major thing that happened like a couple years ago? You know, with some major fucking star. You know, Chadwick Boseman, who was very, very skinny during his whole cancer thing, and people were making jokes about him being skinny, and then he dies a little bit later.
They're literally
saying he has crack, all making fun of his appearance, and then all of a sudden, like, he dies, and everyone feels bad. It's just like, so y'all learn absolutely nothing. You guys don't know what people are going through, and then all of a sudden you're gonna make jokes about him.
Yeah, and
y'all didn't know he had cancer, but you still made fun of him. And you guys felt bad, didn't you?
Yeah, Viper Fox, I love this really quick. She says, to provide some context as well, sorry if this was mentioned before we just got here. No, it wasn't, by the way. It was suggested during rehearsals that Chris refrained from making that Jada joke because she recently came out about her alopecia, which, by the way, yes, that's another thing. Is like, so I didn't know about that, by the way, Reese, but I will say that, like,
that makes it so much worse.
So much worse. And also, let's just say he didn't know, because me and Jay were talking about this earlier of like, okay, well, what if he didn't know? Well, if you didn't know, you're being a shitty comedian. It's the Academy Awards. It's the Academy Awards. All you got to do is write jokes. You can't, like, oh, I'm going to make this joke about her bald head. Let me sure she doesn't have cancer or something first. let me make sure that it's not something that like many girls are doing, because maybe you can make another joke where it's like, hey, lots of girls are going bald. That's a new thing that's going on, and not say their names, but say, you know, make fun of the you know, the hairstyle or something. You know, I don't know. But as a comedian, that's your job. You read the room ahead of time, you know, when you can. Sometimes you can't. But for this, you totally could. But then also, too, it's like, write some fucking material. That was a lame joke, to the point where I almost understood when people were like, hey, like, why hit somebody over a lame joke like that? But it's like, Will was not, and people keep getting that confused, like, oh, Will can't take a joke, or he was laughing at first, blah, blah, blah. He was enjoying the joke. It doesn't matter if he was enjoying the joke. He looked across and saw his wife upset, and he's like, how dare someone make my fucking wife have a face like that right now? In front of all these people, in front of all these cameras, she can't even hide her disdain for this motherfucker. Even if I was laughing, which I don't think he was laughing at that joke, by the way, I think he was laughing at something before, or he was being sarcastic because he has to act.
I mean, personally, I like the whole thought of just like he was laughing because he was about to be fucking hilarious. Just like, okay, now we're about to see something.
Or that's sarcastic, like, huh, oh, okay, like you don't laugh like you're mad,
if
but
you
just do that.
that's what I mean.
All the time.
All the fucking time, because sometimes
I mentioned this yesterday. If you see someone fucking grinning fucking ear to ear when they've been fucking sick, I said this shit fucking yesterday. You get out the fucking way because they're about to beat your ass.
Exactly. And you know, and Chris was so fucking like so protected because he's a comedian. Oh, the poor comedian. Oh, hold him in the fucking air. He literally like leans forward like this. While he's coming up, he's like, oh, shit, that's crazy, Will. Oh, here he comes. I'm not going to get any responsibility for this. It's not like I'm going to get popped in the fucking psh, and it gets popped. And it's like, oh, shit, that's how the world works. Everything isn't made to, you know, pertain to your little piece of shit celebrity fucking, like, you never take responsibility for your actions type world. People actually get mad and they can fucking hit you when you say something shitty. Whoa, shocker. It's like, yeah, sometimes you motherfuckers need to be reminded how the fucking world works. Like, I've never had, and I'm sorry, but
we're not making okay. Look, like I brought it, like I know.
Go ahead. I know, answer Corey's call, but
go ahead. I know we should. Like, look, I'm not specifically calling you out, but I'm calling out that mentality you have. We're not forgiving what Will Smith did. We're not forgiving physical assault. Okay, well. Okay, everyone in the chat is gonna have their own varying different opinion. I wish Gonzo's here. He actually even texted me. He wished he could be here because he wants to add his own thing. We're not forgiving any of these actions, but we're basically saying we understand why somebody would be in a situation where they would be incredibly angry and would want to defend their significant other, or even Nick said earlier, their friend. This was a very shitty thing that someone did, and they basically, even with the extra information we just got, already knew this person was going through something. It's like, that was not cool, everything that ended up fucking happening. So it's like, look, he did what he did, and trust me, this wasn't a back alley brawl. This was in front of 40 million fucking people. The man made a fucking choice because of what fucking happened. Like, Chris Rock is at fault, and yeah, to a certain degree, like, Will Smith is as well, but he did what he felt was right at the fucking time.
Yeah, because here's the thing, too. The biggest thing I want to bring up is, like, and thank you, Mike, for the bits, and also, he's like, if it was Jed Diaz, you would have beat the shit out of him.
Motherfucker, I had to stop him from killing a motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I met Jed, I was mad just because someone was disrespecting me in front of her. And I almost beat the fuck out. I'll say it, Sammy. So yeah, I've almost fucked up my whole job over that shit. But that's how I'm built. Other people are built differently. And I'm not even saying that those people are pieces of shit, but those are people that I don't want in my corner when shit hits a fan. Because I gotta tell you guys this much too. For anybody who has hang out with us, like past just being in our chat, but like after our shit, if I was somewhere and someone like talked to a girl weird or kept following her, I don't give a fuck about jail. If you fuck with one of my friends, I will beat the fuck out of you. And if you fuck with someone who's like part of my family or whatever, I will also beat the fuck out of you. And I'm not a violent person. I don't know how to fight. I'm not gonna I'm not some badass. Ooh, fisticuffs. I'm not a badass. But you don't you don't do that shit. What's up?
I swear to God, look, I'm gonna call you Lucario.
Oh,
Lucaro. This conversation would be different if the races and genders were different. You know how it'd be different? No one will be talking about it. And you know how I know? Possibly, yeah. Do you remember when Kid Rock got punched in the face at a fucking concert like a decade ago? No one gave a fuck. Because they're what? Rockers? Because they're white people? But suddenly, the Academy Awards, we have two black people like having an altercation on stage. Suddenly, it's the biggest world news in the world.
Didn't Pamela Anderson's husband literally punch someone for making fun of her?
Probably. Possibly. But again, you know, the white social...
show?
Yeah, but remember, this is the White Socialites Award, and God forbid anything real world ends up happening in front of these fucking white elitists. Suddenly, it's the biggest news story in the world, and tarnished the '94 legacy of the fucking Oscars. It's fucking ridiculous.
Also, I like to add that I watch very trashy TV. I love Housewives. I love Bad Girls Club. I love all that. I love when these people fucking fight. I've always been. You like to run your mouth. Well, I like to fight. I love fighting. I love when people fight. I love when people throw hands. It doesn't matter whether it's black or white, Mexican. I don't give a shit. I want them to throw them hands. You talk shit, you get these fucking hands, bitch.
She's not kidding. She keeps showing that fucking video of someone spitting in someone else's mouth.
Oh, by the way, yes, with Fan. Hey, happy birthday to you and your sister.
Oh,
That's
shit,
awesome.
happy birthday.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I just noticed that right before we start the show. I'm always so busy. I'm all over the place. But I want to read some things that came up because people are writing lots of paragraphs here, and I want to make sure to get them too, even if they disagree with us. So Luke the Boss says, I respect you guys, but I think it's kind of whack to say that this is appropriate, but no one on here is going to pull this at their job. True. Well, I mean, I pulled this at my job. Like, I've already done it. I almost got fired in 2017.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, so I already did it. And
I've also seen other people do this at their job too. Like we're actually where I work, I've seen this shit happen. I've seen fights at my job, and it's just like, man, these people deserved it. I mean, they got fired for it, but damn, they deserve that.
Yeah,
shit.
but and it doesn't make me cool, by the way. Just want to put that out there. I'm not saying like you should. Like, yeah, I'm smart about it. Would I do this live on TV? Honestly, at the moment, I feel like I would be really, really upset, and I would do this on live TV. But right now, thank you for just, hey, glow in the fro. Thank you for the follow. But I will say, like, as I'm calm right now, thinking about this logically and like financially, who knows? Maybe I'd be able to control myself and not do it at the time. But I know when we go backstage, I'm fucking doing it. Like, you can't. I don't like. Because here's the thing: is like, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody or stronger than anybody or tougher than anybody or whatever. But I'm like. I almost want to ask you guys, like, could you let someone talk to your, like, just your mom? Like, can you let someone say, man, your mom's an old bitch. Like, how many years has she got left? Like, she's losing her hair. Like,
I'm glad you brought that up. Not necessarily, using a parental figure, but I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned on the show, but I hate hypothetical questions. I've always hated hypothetical questions because it never puts you in the emotional state that you need to answer the question properly. Because you just ask the question, what if someone made fun of your mom? Well, we're all sitting in our houses right now, and no one's directly insulting our parents. We're perfectly able to answer, no, I will be the bigger man and do that. You're not in a bar, 3 a.m. in the morning, you're tired as hell, and somebody walks up to you and says that. You're not in that emotional state. So your answer is completely fucking meaningless because it's going to change in the context of the fucking situation. Person's right in front of you. You're tired. You had a bad fucking day. You're going to do some shit that might not necessarily, like, yeah, people are like, oh, he apologized. Therefore, he was in the wrong. It's like, no. He understood afterwards that he fucked up and made a decision that he regrets.
So really quick, another thing about the boss. It says 100% feel you guys are totally ignoring the fact that Chris is a comedian. So I want to get into that before the call came. So I'm just gonna say this hopefully uninterrupted because I just want to get it all out.
Yeah.
I mean,
before you go on, personally, I don't give a shit. If being a comedian doesn't keep you from these fucking hands. I mean, how many people want to beat the shit out of the Amazing Racist? I know I would.
All the time.
Well, and that's the biggest thing. So the reason why I touch that. Oh, lady, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Hopefully we don't chase you away by our take on the Chris Rock thing. But no, but like my thing to respond to Luke the Boss here, that's why I left it on here. But yeah, like the whole ignoring the fact that Chris is a comedian. That's actually a thing that I'm getting sick of too, because the word comedian, for one, is one of those watered down words where people who do podcasting are comedians. There's a person that's in our community right now that he poops like a dog.
Yep.
So put together here. And the dude has said racist shit to me. He has said racist stuff in my chat. He said sexist stuff. He's harassed people that I know personally. He is a piece of shit, and he does it all by saying, I'm just joking. I'm joking, bro. It's just a joke, dude. Come on, dude. It's just, like, I'm going to use a fucking thing here, like, hey, man, I'm just joking over here, dude.
Why did it cut to me?
I don't know, but hey there, I'm just fucking joking, dude.
I wasn't even making noise.
Yeah. I was just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm just joking, bro.
No, bittersweet typed it before I said it. Don't be so sensitive.
Yeah, don't be so sensitive, bro.
I fucking hate that fucking mentality. Yeah. Look, at the end of the fucking day, being a comedian is someone just tells jokes professionally. A joke is what it is trying to be. But this idea that you're trying to use a joke as a mental guise to just say whatever the fuck you want, yes, freedom of speech exists. But guess what? Freedom of speech does not allow for hate or causes of action that directly lead to violence. Therefore, there are limitations on what you can actually say within the Constitution, or within the confines of whatever specific law that comes from. But whenever you're saying something, people's reactions, they're allowed to react to whatever you say. And most of them, these comedians, they want to just fucking start doing their jokes. It's because they want that reaction. Trust me,
Yeah.
Chris Rock was smiling afterwards. Not because he's like, oh no, did I hurt Jada's feelings? Like, oh hey, I'm gonna be a meme for the next week and a half. Everyone's gonna know my fucking name.
Yeah,
because
but
that's the reactions they fucking want half the time.
Yeah.
That's
And
why it's so
also-
real disgusting.
And also, didn't Chris Rock at some point literally make a video saying that no one is above an ass whooping, not even him himself?
Yeah.
Didn't he say that before? I'm pretty sure he said
Yeah.
that.
Probably. That's why he's smiling. He's not upset. He's not going to sit there and be like, my agent will be on the phone. It's like, no, I'm going to be a meme for the next week and a half. It's going to bolster everything up. People are going to be most watched Oscars in the world.
That's-
So that's a whole
Yeah.
separate thing, because the reason I'm bringing that up essentially is because there are people, like for instance the amazing racist who did that shit too, and he goes to people and he's saying racist shit. Carlos Mencia, he's just stealing jokes, but they're just jokes. But he got asked about George Lopez, and by the way, everybody was cool with it. Everyone liked that George Lopez beat the fuck out of Carlos Mencia for stealing jokes. He wasn't making jokes that were like against George Lopez or whatever. He was just stealing jokes, and yet still people are okay with that. Ari Shaffir drugged Burt Kreischer. He literally drugged them.
Yeah,
guys.
yo, what
drugged
the
them?
fuck?
Yeah, on
It's
Joe
just,
Rogan shit.
it's just a joke. I
In
just
front of
drugged
his
him.
kids, too. Like, he didn't even know. Like, he went home and was in front of his fucking kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so
Fuck
by
that.
the way, so in case you guys are wondering, drugging another human being like without them knowing, date rape, that's illegal.
That's federally illegal,
Yeah.
depending on if he crossed state borders or not. Like,
Yeah, but
that's
no,
fucked up.
which guy he says Chris Rock is a professional comedian, but who by the way has an actual relationship with the Smiths. Why do you think that he thought Will was going to play a fight with him? Well, because I mean, for one, I thought he was going to
God.
play a fight too. I didn't think he was going to beat his ass.
That's probably why he was laughing too. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like he said something that offended somebody he cares about a lot, and he reacted as a result of that. This idea that he's hiding behind jokes as a fucking shield, it's like no, that's not how it works. Like how many times when you guys were when you were younger, when you're in real life, it's like yeah, you said something and someone gave you that fucking look. We've all gotten that look when you said a joke that's really really fucked up. Like when
Yeah.
you're just like okay shit. That was the bad fucking joke, and either you apologize or you fucking roll with it. This is a situation where it's like Will Smith just didn't want to fucking deal with it.
So by the way, just so you know, because people in the chat are saying like, "Oh, I don't think you." Well, I think one person said that, but most people, I'm pretty sure, feel like we're not reading their stuff in the chat. I am. It's just I don't want to interrupt Alan too much, but we're all saying a lot of stuff. But I do want to make sure to like show some interactivity because I know people are still sticking with us.
Yeah.
I appreciate that before you all leave and everything. But Viper Fox says one major thing that I haven't seen many people mention is that black women are scrutinized for their hair on a daily basis. Factor in being diagnosed with a condition that makes you lose your hair on top of that, and then having that point on national TV. Which, by the way, Chris Rock and actually I'm gonna have Jet handle this part because.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that there's a particular reason why Chris Rock should know not to fuck with, or not to joke around with women's hair, with black women's hair?
He had a whole the documentary sucked, by the way. It didn't even feel like a documentary. It felt that shit was dumb. He had a whole documentary on black women's hair, whatever. So for like some fake woke shit, and it's just like, now now that we have the information that he literally knew, like behind face, he shouldn't have made that joke. You literally, he also stole that documentary, by the way.
No,
You
Jesus.
made this documentary, stole it, and you still made that fucking joke.
Yeah, but yeah, and then what Bittersweet was saying too is just like this is not a thing where you can I mean, you shouldn't be doing it on national television, which yeah, it's fucking smart because obviously he can't defend himself, as well as like they're not gonna be able to get like a full discussion as to why it happened, how like it just probably wasn't the best time. I'm glad he did it when he did it because that means like, hey, I'm going by just pure emotion, but that's just coming from me. Now, being his ass backstage, as Bittersweet said, I feel like I would have done for sure, or at least would have choked him and said, "Motherfucker, don't you ever do that shit again." But like,
I wouldn't have done that mostly because he disrespected her publicly. So in exchange, he got the shit beat out of him publicly. It is equivalent exchange.
yeah,
It's weird because if he went backstage and did anything, it would have been worse. Behind closed doors, maybe they would have hit it, yada yada.
They would have stopped it backstage.
If they would have stopped the backstage, it would have gotten way worse. Police might have been involved. But part of me is thinking a way worse reaction was if imagine if Will Smith got up and started like yelling and belligerent. I think that would have looked way worse for him because everyone's gonna point and go, "Oh, look at him! He can't control his emotions, yada yada," type shit. I mean, look again.
He seemed somewhat control when you hit him. It was like almost, it wasn't premeditated, but the fact that you and like another friend of mine were like, "I think it's scripted. I think it was fake." It's like, well, I almost don't blame you because Chris Rock leans forward and then Will Smith walks up there and it's like, no, he went up. He's like, "Listen, I have to do this because that hurt in my fucking heart for seeing my wife like that. I'm not out of control. I know that this is bad." But I'm weighing my options. Either I sit here and let her feel that way for the rest of this fucking show, and then I get my award later on.
Oh
or I
yeah, like
slap the
immediately
fuck out.
afterwards.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's like that would have been shitty, and that would have caused issues for him back home too. Of like, hey, I left my wife sit there, fucking solo, feeling completely alone while she's here for me. She didn't have some fucking movie in the Oscars. She was there for him. She was supporting support, and he's not gonna sell support for her. I think Will did the right thing. Granted, yeah, assault's not cool, blah blah blah. But I also feel like talking shit about somebody like that is not cool in a public place. And the fact that Chris didn't put charges, I don't really think that, you know, the word assault is, you know, as applicable as it is to like someone getting like the shit kicked out of him, and then, you know, like, oh, I got bruises and everything all over me. Blah, blah, blah.
It's still like people are throwing that word around because as soon as you see assault at the Oscars, suddenly it's headline and fucking news everywhere. It is definitely low grade, and honestly, yeah.
Another thing, just put that out there too, because I don't mind saying this now because one half of this they're dead. By my parents. When I was a kid, there was some fighting, and my dad used to hit my mom, so sucks. But there was times where my mom hit my dad, and he would call the police on her, even though he has a history of hitting her. And when the cops came and they looked at my dad and they didn't see any like marks or anything, like maybe like one little like thing right here, to like, yeah, so even though we have witnesses and that you technically have been assaulted, yeah, we can't take her to jail because essentially like there's really no marks on you, and she has bruises from before, you know. So it's like, sometimes assault is assault to a certain extent where it's like, hey, do you want to press charges? No. All right, everyone calm down. Everyone get to stay home. No one's going to jail. No one has to pay any fines. Just don't make us come back out here again. That's a big domestic violence thing that actually happens in many, many states. It might have been changed since then. I remember this shit when I was 15. I'm sure domestic violence is way more serious nowadays. But they're very, very, they don't like that shit. But like, you know, violence and the words assault is something that's like, I mean, essentially paperwork. You know what I mean? Like, what technically did he hit you really, really hard? Was it a closed fist? Were you bleeding? Were you blah, blah, blah? It's like, Chris Rock didn't put any charges on. He didn't go to jail.
Also, like, of course, he wasn't going to pull any charges. That would have made him look like a bitch.
Yeah.
The thing is, with comedians, like, back then, comedians just get in fights with people who go to their shows all the time. It was a natural fucking thing that happened. You have to be used to that shit because people are not going to like what the shit that you say. Chris Rock, I will say, took that punch, like he absorbed it with his donkey teeth, all like in his face. He came out really unbruised, nothing happened, whatever. He realized that what he said was fucked up or whatever, and nothing happened further. Like he literally was just like, oh well, this is the greatest moment of television history. Like he's happy it happened. I mean, I'm sure he felt embarrassed that he got punched, but still, like at the end of the day, this is more marketable than anything at the fucking awards. So he's not going to be mad.
Now, in the chat really quick, and just so you know, because I don't want Lucur to feel like, because I hate when people tell me that I'm missing the point, where it's like, we're just, these are all opinions. So, just about that, we're all just together as homies, trying to talk about this. I don't want anyone to actually dislike each other after this, because we're all cool. I love you guys, all of y'all, even if you disagree with me, and you guys disagree with me all the fucking time. So, yeah. But, you know, Lucuro, I will say that, like, you know, when you say that, you know, oh, should we not do jokes anymore? No one's saying that. But it's like, I do feel that when you hide behind the word comedy, you're like, you know, like for instance, and you're a black dude, I met you. What if I was like, hey, look at the girl over here, man. You're a well-dressed ninja. Like, imagine how that would, and imagine I said, and
I trying to take Nick out of the room. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. But I'm like, no, Alan, stop it. I'm joking. He must know I'm joking. I got black friends.
Let's be honest. Let's be fair though. A lot of people in the double toast community will not fight. They are very scary. They will not throw a punch. They'll just smile and kind of laugh at you. So I don't know if he's gonna actually throw a punch at you or not.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, if he did hit a punch and I was still joking, I think it's fair that he hit me.
It'd be fair. It would definitely be fair. But a lot of people aren't going to do that because let's be honest. Most of the double toast community are very scary. Yeah. There is not one person that I've seen. Well, actually, there's a couple handful that I've seen. There's a couple handful that I've seen probably will do something, but most of them are probably just going to stand in the corner, just bobbing their head or something like that, being scary.
Yeah, but that's where I'm like, you know, because I disagree with people on this, whatever. That's fine. I always disagree about fucking everything. But it's also like a thing of like, you know, you can't tell me that if you're in this position, you want to get a little like, I mean, we get mad. There's people that are like, oh, this new movie came out and wasn't good. Like, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And, like, you're telling me that, like, you go somewhere at a fucking gathering that's recorded on television and someone makes fun of your girl who's going through an issue and you're not going to want to hit them? Like, I'm not saying it's okay, But it's
Yeah.
like, how are we all so like, man, Will Smith, he's just stupid. He sent black people back
Again.
20 steps. Like, really, he sent people back 20 steps, so there's never been white people who got mad and hit somebody?
Again, it's like I said at the very start of this, of why I hate hypotheticals. They can easily say that because they're not in that situation. Their significant other isn't being insulted in front of the entire fucking world. So they can say that from their fucking keyboards going, oh yeah, I totally would have, talked it out afterwards. Like, no, you would have done the exact hell. Half of y'all would have spear tackled him. Like, y'all would have just fucking turned that shit into real WrestleMania.
I'm inclined to believe a lot of them probably would just keep their mouth shut and just clench their fist because they are scary. I will say they are scared, so they probably are right. They're probably just gonna talk it out or whatever.
Like, there's
Me,
just one person.
I like to fight.
Like, there's just one person, and actually, a lot of you guys were in the after hours when this happened, so I don't mind saying this. But I'm not gonna say her name on the show, but you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. But there is this white guy who just wrote a thing on Facebook, pretty much saying like, making fun of comedian is like making fun of a plumber for something toilets or whatever. Yeah,
Mario.
Yeah.
Which we did like this week.
Yeah. But like, he made that post, and it was a clever post, whatever. But it's like that person seems like he doesn't agree with Will Smith thing. Meanwhile, I was just joking when I was like yelling at a certain asshole in our after hours, and that same person who made that post screamed at me and says, "Tell me why you mess with him. Tell me!" And he's screaming, almost quiver-lipped. I can tell he was tearing up of anger, screaming on top of his lungs to defend a guy he doesn't even fucking really know. So it's like, and this is Will Smith's wife, so you don't see the parallels. You don't know what it's like to feel for somebody else, to care for somebody else, to be so close to somebody else they want to defend their honor. Like, I don't know. I really, like, it's crazy that there's these takes where it's like, hey man, like, doing that so stupid. It's like, all right, let me see. Like, if you don't get offended by things, then cool, bravo to you. But I'm proud of my sensitivity. I'm proud that I give a shit, and I can get my fucking feelings hurt. And I'm proud that if someone that I fucking love, like, fuck it, like Alan, I love you.
Hi.
I love Jet and everything too, but I love Ganja. Ganja, you ain't watching right now. I love Ganja. If someone ever fucked with you guys, it would drive me fucking nuts. So it's not just like girlfriend thing, like there's these rules that we have to fucking have. It's like, don't fuck with people I care about. Simple.
I mean, I already told you before the show. There's 3 people in mine. I literally have a hit list on where I just want to beat the fuck out of them, and I'll literally have to hold back because I'm going to get acrylic, and if I gotta pull that shit off, I fucking will. I will.
No, we'll get you boxing gloves. Well, fuck it, we're going full in.
And Viper.
I will literally rip off every single one of those acrylics and start fucking smashing faces. I have a fucking list.
Now pull a Catwoman and just start fucking clawing their face.
And I'm gonna be wearing heels. I'm gonna bring nail clippers. If I can't get those shit off by snapping them, I'm gonna get the nail clippers out. I'm taking my earrings off, and I will beat the fucking shit out of them because they've been on my list for so long.
I just have this fucking image in my head of just nail clippers out as she's fucking getting ready. In about 5 minutes, you're fucked.
I got the toenail clippers out. I gotta get these acrylics off. I'm about to beat someone's fucking ass.
There's another thing I want to talk about this too, and this road is gonna get a little more serious. And it's going to be about race stuff. And
more serious than this.
Well, and also, too, it's a thing where I'm like, can you guys just admit that y'all don't like black women then? Because another thing that's really pissing me the fuck off, and I don't even know why I care. But Jada Pinkett, the whole entanglement thing happened. And it's like, oh, she fucked her son's best friend, blah, 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 right? By the way, they were separated. That's what separation is. In case you guys are not fucking adults, when people separate, they fuck other people. Whoa, it's fucking crazy, right? So that happens. Now, the thing is people were like, man, that's crazy how Will Smith punched Chris Rock. Man, it's a shame they didn't have the balls to punch the girl his whole ass wife is fucking. And I'm like, so hold on.
Yeah.
You're mad.
Literally no correlation.
Yeah, no correlation at all. And also, it's like, hold on. So you want him to have you prefer domestic violence as opposed to slapping a guy for making a bad joke. So your issue is you want more assault. As long as assault is a black woman, then it's okay.
No, because what they actually want to see, they don't want him to hurt the one person. They want him to hurt multiple people.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, destruction for everyone.
Exactly.
Because
if he did a sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I've talked a lot right now. Go ahead.
But no, I saw this stupid thing too, and it's like, yeah, it's like there were other circumstances that caused that. But we were like, no, he shouldn't have assaulted Chris Rock. He should definitely assault this other person who doesn't really have the same involvement. It's like their points are starting to get muddled because they're just like, oh, it's the Oscars, so we shouldn't have anything tarnish that. As stupid as that fucking sounds, but it's just this hypocritical ass backwards way of like Chris Rock is an icon that shouldn't have been touched at all. Is what they're trying to go
Yeah,
for.
it's fucking weird. And like just the idea of like, where was that energy when you were mad about your wife? It's like, did you guys not know that Will Smith also admitted that he was fucking other people? That's what separation is. But you can call a black girl a fucking hoe or a slut or a whore, but no, don't slut shame Will Smith. Like, it's okay that he did shit. It's like, what is it? What did black girls fucking do to you?
They literally
Like,
had an
what the
open
fuck did they
relationship,
do?
and they literally had an open relationship, and were separated. Just like, come on now.
Yeah, and then it's like,
Yeah.
this is a week after Doja Cat cancels a fucking show, so you guys don't get electrocuted. Weren't we just mad about Travis Scott getting people killed at his concert? So then Doja does something so you guys don't get hurt in a fucking storm, and you guys go to her fucking hotel and call her a bunch of racist fucking words and monkey and all that other shit
Yeah.
because she tried to keep you fucking safe.
Oh no! Don't forget the actual outrage is over a fake tweet.
Oh yeah,
Well-
that whole thing. Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, because the internet in general has a bone to pick with women for whatever fucking reason. There's a billion of them that they've made up most of them themselves. But the thing is, like the internet, like again, they anytime a woman is involved, their immediate thought is as much hatred as possible, and then whatever place they fall into is a modifier. So it just gets worse and fucking worse depending on which modifier you fucking throw on there. And it's like, it's the same, it's almost the same language. It just gets harsher and fucking harsher depending on which ethnicity they are.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's like, is this world right now, social media, just being taken over by dudes that are mad that they're not being able to fuck like girls like that?
That's it is. It's all it's the incels. Remember when incels were kind of like, oh, there's about 3 of them on the internet. To which, oh no, this is a zombie apocalypse, bro. Anyone can be an incel, you know, at this fucking point. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
And I don't even want to hear people talk about like self-esteem things or make sure to treat people fine, blah blah blah. Because it's like when that suicide shit comes up in a few months, the Suicide Awareness Month. Remember this day where some people are even saying like, "Oh, that's not even an insult G.I. Jane joke. She was hot. Demi Moore was fucking hot, and you know, fucking Jada Pinkett's hot." You guys must not talk to girls. Most girls that are very, very attractive are trying to make themselves attractive sometimes because they don't feel right. They have low self-esteem. They're trying to make themselves more presentable. The fact that someone is pretty in your eyes because you can't help but fucking, oh, she only means like my dick hard, like whatever the fuck, because you can't look at them like a fucking person. You gotta look at them as a sex object. You know, like fucking when you look at them, they actually have feelings and shit too. They might be self-conscious. And she was brave enough to go to the fucking place to fucking have her hair like that, knowing that everyone's like, look how pretty her dress is. You can't walk on the red carpet without having to impress fucking all the boring ass TV shows that come out the next day on talk shows. Oh, what'd you think about her dress? Well, with
We got to
me
give
and
them
my
something to talk
children.
about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how long is that part too? By the way, everyone walking in, that's a nice dress.
And look, I like being nice dress every now and then. Sometimes people can really pull it up. But 4 hours?
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
I'm pretty much, for the most part, done talking about this because there's nothing else to say. Like I wish he would have went on a slap fest and would have started slapping a whole bunch of different people. That would have been weird.
Everyone just comes on stage like trying to defend. It just turns into fucking the Matrix. He just starts going.
Will Smith, the slap, just going around just like Chris Rock gets slapped, someone else gets slapped.
Yeah.
Judd Apatow for that shitty ass tweet that he made gets slapped.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
He could have died from that slap. Oh my god! Like,
What is he, One Punch Man?
That would be one slap man.
There are people who can die from a slap, but Will Smith's slap isn't gonna fucking kill Chris Rock. Shut up.
Yeah. No,
That tweet made me so mad. Like, shut up.
Like, if your tweet, like, hey kids for the internet, if your tweet sounds like something Ted Cruz would say, delete it.
Yeah, or Ben
Just delete
Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro, what did Ben Shapiro? I almost want to know what Ben Shapiro fucking thought of this shit. He's probably, knowing his stupid, he's probably like underneath his bed going, I'm not leaving my bed for like a week until this shit rolls over. If he's smart. He's not, but if he's smart.
Yeah, but we'll end the conversation there. It's just, yeah, I want to touch on it, and it's like, yeah, hopefully all of you guys still love each other in chat. If you don't, well, honestly, it's totally okay for you not to love each other.
Here's a bunch of boxing gloves. Have fun.
And fuck Judd Apatow on that tweet. I'm sorry. That shit just rude. That shit was funny, but it also made me mad. Just like that Will Smith's slap isn't gonna fucking kill no one. If anything, if he was actually in an actual slap fight, he would have been penalized a lot because that slap was obviously a legal slap.
No, well, the thing is, I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's like a bunch of footage like when he left with Jada So, cause like there's the thing with P Diddy, where the fuck he goes by now.
P Daddy.
P Daddy,
now,
Piss
it's
Daddy.
not like it's something else. Like he changed it recently. I can't remember what it is.
But when he was walking out, he was like, "Hey man, come over here with me and try to calm down." And Will Smith's like, "No, like I'm not gonna calm down. Fuck that shit. I'm in the mood to fucking hit people and shit." So he just went this. He just walked around, and this is Will Smith. Boom!
Amy Schumer
Boom,
next.
bitch.
Amy Schumer coming out going, "Oh no, does that mean this open season for them to assault us?" I'm like, way to make this about you.
That's
it had nothing
right.
to do with you.
That's right, bitch. You're next.
You're probably like, fuck, good thing I didn't host the Oscars. Jesus Christ.
I wish that dude's wife. I forgot which actor it was. I wish that dude from who movie was that? The Power of the Dog.
Yeah.
I wish that fucking actor's wife would have smacked the shit out of you for that fucking thing that you did. That wasn't even funny. That was embarrassing and cringe. You know, I wish you would have smacked the shit out of you.
But I will say, Loot the Boss, thank you for giving me another insight on this whole thing. I mean, I obviously disagree. It's cool.
Same.
But I just want to let you know, like, yeah, you're welcome to still be around, and even if you disagree with us on shit in the future, whatever, too. I hope that you had a good time at least talking about it, and hopefully I didn't offend you or anything like that, too. Like, one of the reasons why I didn't want to talk about it is because I didn't want to make anyone not like us, because I knew we're all going to agree, and it's like, I don't want to piss anybody off. But, yeah, I feel like we handled that pretty well. I think guys in the chat were being cool and shit, and,
No, I gotta slap you, Nick.
Well, that's assault.
That actually happened, honestly. You say enough shit to me.
Personally, I didn't handle it well because I've been saying this entire time. I love slapping. I love fights.
Bro, she's been losing. She's been losing her mind. Just like
I'm sorry. When it comes to fights and slaps and stuff like that, I get happy. That shit makes me happy. I love the Bad Girls Club. I love this season.
God damn.
I also want to point out that only I am allowed to slap Nick. Any of y'all get close, I'll fuck y'all up. Don't even think about it.
That's soft for everybody. Saw in Precinct 13. No, the girl says, "You come off like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit." That's a Mike Tyson reference from that Canadian interview. That shit was great. I love that shit. That was awesome. But here's the thing. I know that was like one of the topics we had.
Oh, bring it on, Mauricio. Bring it the fuck on.
Yeah, he's going to slap me. Soraya probably wants to slap me too.
I ain't going to jail. I'm just going to show them this fucking stream. You fucking proved.
But Luke the Boss, I'll have him say the last word here. He says, "Not offended at all, but I just don't want regular people to get the idea that they can do this and get away with it. Only wealthy people like Will Smith can do this." And that's true. I can't do anything. I can't even get McDonald's and have the order be sent here correctly. It fucking sucks. I'm still mad about
you know what? I literally just remembered. Like last month, I thought we were actually going to get into a fight with them old ass man for basically acting rude with my mom.
Oh, yeah. That one.
You remember that shit? His weird ass bumping in and shit, like to me to get to my mom and shit. Like, man, fuck you. Like, I wish you would put your hands on my fucking mom. Like, we're going to jail.
Yeah, and her mom and me would have been beating the fuck out of this dude if that shit happened again. It was pretty bad. I had the shit on camera too, by the way. But yeah, and just so you know, Alan, for reference point, the dude was bigger than Sammy and bigger than me combined. He was huge. And yeah, I probably would have lost that fight. Maybe he's a huge guy, but I don't give a fuck. When you care about somebody, you don't give a fuck, y'all.
You don't give a fuck, but hey, quick rule, and don't take this as advice. Most people don't actually want to fight. So if you feel the need to defend yourself, honestly, okay, I got bullied most of my life. So this idea that, you shouldn't fight for words. No, sometimes you have to, because that shit you'll remember for the rest of your fucking life. She might remember that for the rest of her life. I hope she doesn't. I hope she drank that night and just forgot about that entire fucking thing. But the internet won't ever let her forget it. If you feel you're being disrespected with words or whatever, stand the fuck up. It is going to be the hardest thing you'll ever do, and you'll be terrified. But guess what? Most people don't want to fight. So you didn't have to fight. If you just step the fuck up, most people are like, oh shit, okay.
And they'll respect
you'll
you,
get
and
the
you might
hands.
make a friend out of it. Like, legit.
Exactly.
I mean,
and trust me, as somebody that spent like at least 10 of my years not doing that, if I did that a couple more times, I might have got my ass kicked a couple more times, but I might not have as much bullshit to deal with that I do now.
Yeah, and you would have had a better life growing up and shit, you know. So
I think things worked out now.
Yeah. Yeah, you do a podcast with another bully.
Yeah, and I get to smack the shit out of him whenever I want. Okay.
But Jay Bayer says, "I don't need to slap anyone. I just need to pay for you guys to watch a musical." Now that's bullying. That's bullshit.
Oh fuck that shit! No. Just trying to get me to watch a musical. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not bullying me. I love musicals.
You love musicals. Jen is a secret thing that she thinks I like musicals, and she's trying to find my breaking point.
Honestly, I can imagine you.
Don't you remember that play you were in?
I wasn't a player. Oh, okay. Random fucking. Let's use this as a jumping off point. So I have a very. In case you guys know, I talk a lot, like a lot. In case that was a shocker.
Yeah, no.
I also have a. I even have a very large projecting voice, which means in an area I can project my voice, which means I was in every school musical possible.
Well,
see, I didn't even know that. I just made that shit up. You never talked about being in a place.
I just want to say too, by the way, that sounds like a horrible fucking situation to be in. Like, you know,
I love.
Oh, you're really good at like projecting your voice. You're on everything. It's like, do you want to ask if he wants to, or if he has anxiety problems, or like?
I never had that problem as a kid. I was also super short, so they kept me in the front anyway. Every single fucking photo, every musical performance, because I'm like 3 feet tall, I'm in the front, and because I can project my voice, I'm just the shoe-in for the middle. I'm also an attention whore, so it worked out.
Yo, what is the worst out of that though? Like, is it worse to be in the front or back? Because like I feel like in the back if you're tall, you're gonna be.
Oh,
like,
you can hide in the back, bro. You hide in the back. You can just go and no one's seeing you. You're at the front. Everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, because when I look at like,
But,
oh, go ahead.
Nico, you remember that episode of Abbott Elementary where Chris Rock's character,
Yes.
not Chris Rock's character, but what's his name? The guy who
Well, he
played Chris
plays
Rock's-
Baby Kid Rock. Chris Rock.
I still have him on my mind, but who's the actor that played?
I don't know his actor name.
Chris?
I don't know his actor name, but
nobody
he's Gregory Scott in Abbott Elementary.
Is it Greg? Okay, when Gregory Scott's character was just like, no, I actually hate gardening. No, I actually hate it. Anyway, I had to go to my parents and like my grandparents' farm, and I had to work there like nonstop every summer or whatever. I hate it. And then he just kept giving people advice on like how to garden the correct way and everything, and kept getting involved in just like, oh, they're gonna mess it up. I have to get involved. That's how I see
Tyler
Alan.
James Williams is his name, by the way. Because Gregory
People know
is his
that
name.
everyone hates Chris Kid, even though he was on The Walking Dead for a while, and they killed him off so bad.
That was a horrible death. I just watched that recently because I haven't even told Jet, but like when I'm eating like soup or whatever, I'm just chilling in a room. I'm watching all the Walking Deads because it's almost over, so I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
But
that shit ain't almost over. They're gonna have like 2 different fucking spinoffs
You're
going
right.
on
They
at the
already
same
got
time.
one Negan. I can't wait. Maggie Negan show.
But they have like
Wild
7
Dead.
spin-offs. They have the World Beyond. They have the one with oh my god,
Fear the Walking Dead.
Norman Reedus. Now with Negan,
Well,
don't they have another one?
no,
Fear the
well,
Walking Dead's still going on.
Well, no, Fear the Walking Dead is a thing, and then Walking Dead Far Beyond, and then Origins, which. So they have Origins for the first season, but the second season is actually going to be them telling the character stories of everyone who's dead. So Glenn's coming back, Meryl's coming back, everyone's going to be coming back. But then also, probably Laurie and Shane are probably going to come back.
Every character is going to get a spin-off of The Walking Dead, and now it's race to see who lasts.
Well, there'll be like an anthology episodic series. Like it won't be like oh, they're back, whatever.
Actually, honestly, that could work.
Yeah, but then another thing too. So they have the Daryl and Carol show that does not have a name yet. That's with Norman Reedus, but that hasn't come out yet. But that'll be coming out right after Walking Dead is done, and then Isle of the Dead, and then they got the movies. It's gonna be a whole movie series with Rick and Michonne.
I feel like they're doing what they did with Game of Thrones, where they're like, okay, guys, we have 17 different projects, battle royale to see who actually gets the funding, because they like these have actors and names, but like a lot of times spin-offs don't. Like the unfortunate thing is spin-offs won't necessarily get the traction they need, even if they got popular characters. Look at Joey. Joey got that season and a half, and it just fell the fuck apart. I don't know if the Patrick Stars show is doing any well, but like spin-offs have a tendency to not really, if they don't get the traction immediately, they tend to fall off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But there's about 4 or 5 of them. I'd expect like the Fear the Walking Dead's going to stay for as long as it needs to stay. World Beyond maybe because it already has the funding. As far as the ones you just mentioned, I don't really know which ones would stay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Fear the Walking Dead has a lot of staying power just because, like, the universe that's doing. Far Beyond's already dead. That already ended, like, for sure. It's not
Oh, did
coming
it?
back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they meant to say, hey, we just want to let you know what this Commonwealth thing is or whatever, and it's going to be building characters, or a group of characters that will be on the main show for a while. So Far Beyond was almost like an advertisement for the last season of this show. Now, the Isle of Dead, I don't understand that, because, like, Negan and Maggie, so is it like a romance? I mean, he killed the fucking son's dad. Like, they're running out of ideas very, very fast, but I'm with it. It's whatever.
They're going to have a kid. They're going to have a kid named Glenn.
No, they have a kid named Herschel, but it's Glenn's kid. It's awesome. So, chat, by the way, out of curiosity, when I do post shows or even like later on pre-shows, do you guys give a fuck about Walking Dead enough for me to talk about it? Like, be honest with me. Just, I won't be offended.
You'll find at least 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, if I find 3 people, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna talk about it because I've been watching every episode. Right when I mean, I watch it a week before it actually comes on TV because I got the ABC Plus. So yeah, I'm still I'm loyal as fuck, y'all. I can't let go of the shit that I'm into. So it is what it is. But anyways, moving on though. So I know we're talking about the Will Smith thing, blah blah blah, but there is a topic that I know you guys cannot wait for. And you know, it's the most crazy thing that's happening on the internet right now. And that's Adam Project. So you know, Alan, really quick, and we meant to do a big review for this or anything, but I was gonna try to watch this, and I was like, dude, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try, just because I don't have enough time. But then also Ryan Reynolds. Is this the first really great Ryan Reynolds movie that you're gonna be like, dude, you know what?
I swear to God, I'm gonna start this off like how I always start this shit off. I fucking hate Ryan Reynolds. Everything he does is the same fucking 5 fucking jokes. He has no idea what the fuck he's fucking doing. Every fucking movie I watch is the goddamn same. I don't want to watch this fucking movie because I saw Ryan Reynolds in it. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be some Ryan Reynolds bullshit. It's on Netflix. This could be the biggest piece of shit movie I'm ever gonna see this fucking year. And I'm fucking wrong in everything I just fucking said. That entire preamble was me the wrongest I've ever been in my life. This feels like the wrongest I've ever been in my life. Because I was like, Adam Project, 1, I don't like time travel.
So you actually love him?
I love him in this movie. I cannot believe I'm saying that. I don't like time travel. Jay hates it more than I do. I don't like time travel because I feel like half the time they don't know what the fuck they're talking about and they just kind of make it up. I hate Ryan Reynolds because I don't think he's funny. And Netflix movies are generally terrible. At this point, what, 75%?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the trailer because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's time travel. Who gives a shit? And then we start watching the movie and we're like, okay, this is time travel. And then we're dealing with this kid who you can immediately tell, like, yeah, this kid is younger Ryan Reynolds. He has the same mannerism, does the same kind of jokes. And me and my friends, we're just kind of, watching. Basically, starts off right away. Ryan Reynolds goes back in time. You deal with the younger version of Ryan Reynolds when he's 12 years old. He's getting his ass kicked because he's a smart ass. Deals with the future Ryan Reynolds. And the audience already kind of knows he's from the future, but they kind of play it very intelligently where he's doing stuff that the kid starts to figure it out by mannerisms that he currently does, that this person he just bumped into does. And he figures out, oh, this guy's a time traveler. And I'm like, okay, what's this movie? And then it becomes something I didn't expect. They start talking about trauma because the main kid, his father died basically a year ago. So he's still dealing with it. It's still raw to him. Ryan Reynolds' character has been dealing with this shit for 30 years. So he's telling him like, hey, you got to take care of your mom. She has absolutely fucking no one. Ryan Reynolds' character bumps into the mom. She doesn't know what's going on. And he starts to kind of like, basically try to help her and try to explain like your son loves you. And the first 30 minutes of this movie is a lot of this kind of trauma where it's like this Ryan Reynolds character did not deal with the death of his father very, very well. This kid is dealing with it right now and doesn't have a father figure to help him out. And a good third of this movie is talking about how that trauma really extends for decades and doesn't really heal and turns you into this person.
I can't believe
one
movie that I didn't fucking watch to join you on, and it's actually fucking good.
It's amazing. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, why am I crying at the club right now? It's like, what would I tell 12-year-old me? Like I'm 30 right now. Like what would I tell? Like, and that it brings up those questions. And I turn to my friends and go, this is gonna suck when it turns into an action movie because they're just gonna forget all this shit. And eventually turns into an action movie and spectacular choreography. Everything's amazing. Loved every second of it. It was great choreography. And then I'm like, well, I guess the almost therapy session they're having and all this like interesting, emotional baggage goes away. It's like, no, it actually stays around. It's not as strong as it was, but there are other situations where it's like, Ryan Reynolds is dealing with the loss of his wife and has to interact with the fact that it's like he lost everything and he's trying to go back in time to fix that. That's why he's even here. And him dealing with the kid where it's like he's jaded. Ryan Reynolds' character is extremely jaded in this movie. And you're thinking, oh, he's going to talk shit to the kid the whole time. And he does that. But then the kid goes, because Ryan Reynolds is full of shit because he's jaded. Once you get jaded, you become full of shit and you forget why you're mad. Yeah. The kid is like, no, I'm dealing with this shit right now. I know why you're mad. The shit you won't admit to yourself because I'm still dealing with this. And it's sprinkled throughout the entire movie where it's an action movie, but it's also dealing with generational trauma. Much like, apparently that's a theme of the last 3 years. Every fucking movie is.
I mean, Encanto and fucking, what was the one we just watched?
Turning Red.
Turning Red, yeah. That's crazy.
No, see? Like, generational trauma is the true villain nowadays.
Pretty much, yeah.
It is, and it's something we all deal with. Like, majority of this movie, I was just like, I don't know what I would tell. Like, 12-year-old me was going through some shit. It was really 15-year-old me that went through, like, that was probably one of the worst couple of years of my life was right when I got to high school. Some of the worst shit I've dealt with. And I was bullied for a very long time. But this is a situation where I essentially severed my entire life up to that point because I was sick of dealing with the past. I was like, oh, I'll just run away to another school. That'll fix all my problems. It didn't. So it got me thinking the whole time through this movie, like, what the fuck would if I could go back in time? Which don't give me time travel. Just don't. I'll abuse the fuck out of it for dumb shit too. Not even like I'm late for work. Oh shit, let me use time travel. Like I would have used the fuck out of it. But like, what would I tell younger me? And like, how would younger me help me currently? Like, I'm thinking I have all this knowledge, but like, what are some shit that I was thinking about at 15 that could actually help me now? And that's what I really loved about this movie.
Yeah, and I'm mad that I didn't watch this. I really wanted to just because I wanted to talk shit about it. I thought it was going to be a dumbass movie. I'd be like, oh,
Same.
yeah, me and Jay are going to watch this. We're going to talk shit about Ryan Reynolds. Because I'm jealous of him. He's fucking handsome, man. And I'm just like, damn it. I really wish I had them looks. But, yeah, but it's cool that this movie was good. You know what I mean? You know, as far as, like, Netflix quality, because, like, when you say action, when you say, like, I'm surprised, blah, blah. One other movie that comes to mind about us being so fucking surprised by it was the Six Underground movie by Michael Bay. And that was a Netflix movie. So when I look at something like this, I'm like, was it up to quality? Were you as surprised as you were with this as you were with Six Underground? Or not really?
Six Underground's more of the Michael Bay car carnage, which I love. Who doesn't like watching cars go through the air and doing crazy shit? Like, that's always fun. But this is like hand-to-hand choreography, which is my cup of tea when it comes to action scenes. People like watching big explosions or, you know, people flying. It's like, no, I want to watch two people fisticuff until they die. Like that's my cup of tea. And it was really, I feel like this guy is the one that's doing Deadpool 2. I'm like, you okay, cool. You sold me. Because I love the last guy that did it. The last guy that did it he did Hobbs and Shaw, which was okay. He did Atomic Blonde, which is fucking amazing. And he worked with the John Wick people. So I was like, okay, he knows how to do action. This guy clearly knows how to do action, but he also knows how to really get the most out of actors. Like, he got a serious performance out of Ryan Reynolds. I didn't think that was possible.
Dude, look at Bittersweet's question. Alan, is it worth the Netflix price increase?
I'll answer this question by saying I get Netflix for my friend.
There you go. Perfect. But
Netflix is bullshit.
It's going to go up more because of that.
But I mean, like, is it worth it for them to be paying the price increase?
I mean, we watched it together. We all enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Rating-wise, out of 5, what would you give this?
This is a 4 out of 5. And I would have given it a 4.5 out of 5. I can't believe I'm saying this. I cannot believe I'm saying these words. If this movie had no action and it was focused on the emotional stuff, this movie would have got a 4.5. It actually loses points for the action, which is something I never thought I would do.
Damn, and people,
gang.
You won't go to 5 out of 5, by the way. So technically, it is already up there. Like, it is as high as he's gonna go, pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
that's awesome.
like I said, there are little things in there, but literally, if they just got rid of the action, I would have enjoyed this movie more. Which is, I can't believe it's a pretty short movie too. It's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's fucking awesome.
You know,
I might actually end up watching it then, just for fun. But what were you saying, Jack?
You know, that question of what would I would do if I was 12 years old, I just remembered I was in I think I was in middle school during that time, which is probably the worst school time of my life, where I was a completely different person than I am now. And if I were to go back and tell my younger self something shocking, I would say, first of all, you're never going to see these people again. Beat their ass.
Why did I have a feeling it was going to go down the vine? Yo, to be fair, I'll do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, you know what I would do, honestly?
What's up?
I would say, keeping you have such a huge cock.
Anyway, you know what else? Besides,
What?
you're never going to see any.
Just Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Invest in Bitcoin and also beat their fucking asses because you're never going to see them again. You'll get away with it more in fucking middle school. Rip that girl's fucking weave out and punch that other girl in the fucking eyeball.
Assault.
Beat
This
their
is
ass.
Lucero. He was trying to teach us the ways. Lucero came over here and
Yes,
was like,
but this
"No
is
more
different.
violence,
This is
man."
time travel assault.
You know,
where
Jed, I'm
the
gonna be
laws
honest,
are
Jed.
ambiguous.
Jed, I think you brought black people 30 years back or whatever.
Actually, you know what? If I could go back in time right now, literally my old self, like my 12-year-old self, wouldn't have to beat their ass. I could do it, and then I could go back. I could literally go
Bro,
back.
there's a scene in the movie where like that actually like Ryan Reynolds' character actually interacts with some of the bullies, and I'm screaming, beat their asses! Because that's what I would do. I would go back, I would beat the shit out of my bullies. Fuck you, I'm 30. What are you gonna do?
You know how I feel though? Legit. I mean, and I was gonna do Nightmare Alley. We'll do Nightmare Alley tomorrow, so I don't mind bringing this question up to just make this a little bit longer on accident. But seriously, going back in time, the only thing I do like worry about is like that
What's
butterfly effect shit. Like
that, yeah.
like I'm gonna like go back and then granted I won't be so upset because like I would imagine that like my feelings for you guys would like fade away because like I got closer to other people, blah blah. But then it's like, what if I could have met even cooler people than them? So then like something else happens.
Well,
and
fuck
then,
you too, buddy.
Well, come on, dude. If you don't talk to me for 20 years and you go back in the past, like you're not gonna remember me. You'll be like, oh, there's some fat guy in Arizona somewhere. He's probably being a piece of shit.
Well, like I said, well, fuck you too, buddy.
What? Like, I'm just being
I
honest.
hope the other person you're replacing me with is cooler.
Well, yeah. The thing is, and this doesn't apply to Jet, by the way, because she is the coolest person, and that ass just don't quit. You know what I'm saying? No, sorry.
You want me
But
to shake
no,
my ass?
but no. Mm-mm. Anyways, no. But I will say though, like butterfly effect stuff. I feel like that's very, very for real. Like I think that like if there ever is a time machine thing, your knowledge from the future, like I think that's very, very important that it's from the future. If it clouds what you're doing currently, you'll never be able to enjoy your present. You know what I mean? So like Jed, do you agree with that at all? Do you think that like bad shit would happen if you traveled back in time?
I mean, probably, but it'd be worth it beating some people's asses and getting rich. You know what I mean? My problems would actually be solved if I was rich.
No, I mean it causes a bunch of other issues, though, man.
The thing is, you can't predict what the effects that people that you've met in your life will have on your life, because it is the butterfly effect. That's why one of the things is like, oh, I'm terrified of going back in time. It's like it's ever gonna fucking happen. But like, it is one of those things where it's like I had to come to grips with a lot of closure in my life. It's like if I went back in time and changed almost anything that I did, I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know what the fuck I would be doing. Might be in a better, might be in a worse situation, but it's not worth losing everything I have now that I worked so hard for to fix one or two fucking, illness, one or two situations, one or two things that I did fucked up in the past, because it is what I am now. I have to, part of growing up is learning to deal with your, freaking mistakes. Yeah, I want to go back and beat the shit out of a bunch of bullies, or tell my younger self, don't buy that game. That game's fucking trash. Don't buy Gears of War. It's just don't. It's a waste of your fucking money.
I mean, personally, I dropped my what is it? My Italian bread on the floor just 5 minutes ago. I mean, I'll go back in time and save myself from that fucking misery.
Okay, what's the pettiest thing you do? Not beating someone's ass, but like, this is a complete waste of time. Joe, will you do it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay, the bread. I would literally sleep in all the. I have this like in my head where I'm like, I wish I could stop time right now just to take a nap. Just you know what? Take a fucking nap.
there was actually a movie, I think that Bill Nye the Science Guy was in. It might have been him, where he would just go back in time and just read a different book. Like he would go back in time, get a different book, read it, and then just keep going back in time getting different books.
That's
so just like an idea. Yeah, that's smart as shit, because then time technically stopped or whatever, and he's just literally just going back reading different books.
Yeah, and then all that knowledge, like imagine if you weren't smart right now, and then like 10 minutes later, you'd know all the fucking shit in the world, pretty much. That's pretty cool. I like the idea. No, but petty, you said? What's the pettiest thing you do with a time machine?
Yeah, just some dumb shit. Not even like anything that was super my life.
Petty?
It was like, I fuck it. Yeah.
Because you were saying petty.
I mean, besides,
like how far?
Besides going back and beating some
besides violence.
Okay, besides violence. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I would fuck a lot of my bullies' girlfriends and people I don't like.
How would time travel help you out though?
I would just do it, and then like later on, like he'll be like, hey man, I'm dating this girl, and it's like I fucked her. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I would like work on myself. Like I just like I got brain knowledge from the future. I just come back and be like, hey, like I fucking know how to make like I don't know. Like I don't even know how to do anything in real life right now. Never mind. That would never work. No one's gonna fuck me in the past.
I don't know where that was going, buddy. You know what? Here's the time machine.
The colonel just said, fuck you guys. God damn it.
Look, how about this, Nick? Here's the time machine. Go back and just don't tell the story.
You know what? That would be still pretty. No, that'd be great. I don't know. I'm tired. I suck. Yeah.
No, time travel is
rejected. I just got rejected through other people in our chat from the girls in my non-existent time travel past.
You kind of said a lot of shit, bro. You literally just said, I go back in time and find cooler people.
Okay, but dude, you gotta admit. Wait, hold on. Now,
what do I have to admit, Nick?
We haven't fought all show, so we're gonna fight one last time at the end.
Cool.
Okay? You tell me that if even current day, let's just no more time travel shit. If you met someone who looked like me, who was a host of a podcast, who was really cool, blah blah blah, but just like way cooler than me, pretty much me, but just better, you're not gonna pick him over me? bullshit. I call bullshit. You would totally pick somebody over me. Get out of here.
Okay, is this cooler podcaster person gonna help me when I'm having a bad day?
Yeah, he's good. He does everything I do. He's better.
Is this cooler podcaster person gonna give me the brute, honest shit I don't want to hear but need to hear at the moment conversations?
Yeah, he'll do
No.
that whenever you want.
What do you whatever I want? The fuck am I paying this dude? Hey, 100 bits for you to kick me in the nuts.
Yeah, he'll do that too.
No.
I knew you
No,
like that.
no, you asshole. You're one of a kind.
Jet, do you think I'm one of a
Thankfully.
kind? Jet, do you think I'm one of a kind?
Oh, you're pretty unique.
Oh, I appreciate it. That's so nice. Oh, this is a cooler podcaster like Snowpiercer. That would not make him cooler.
No.
That would make him
If
cooler.
this cooler podcast like Dune, then might be able to put up with them for a lot
No,
longer.
that would not. No, if he was actually cool, he would fucking despise Dune. The crow's like, you alright? I think of that song from Doja and Weeknd, like, you alright, yeah, night.
Look, I'll be real. Like, I don't like Doja Cat's music. I have nothing. I'm real pity for her as a person. I can't stand her fucking music.
Well, what did you
I
just
can't
hear that
believe
new
I
song?
can't believe you've done this.
You've shown me, Jet's shown me songs. My brother listens to her for some fucking reason. I can't stand her. She sounds like a drunk white girl.
Oh, I love those. No. Anyways.
Drunk white girls, especially the ones on drugs, have the best music.
Hey, but you know what they say though? Mike Matei did it first.
He did do it first.
How does Cooler Podcast Nate feel about Halloween Kills? Okay, fuck you guys. We're ending the show. Alan, tell them
now
where
you're
to find
jealous
you.
of. Oh, I forgot to say that part. Even if I found that person, you would be used to having beef with them for no fucking reason.
Oh,
I
I'd kill
chose
them.
them over you.
I would kill them. I'm telling you right now, I would kill them. I'm not gonna have someone be better.
Alrighty
than
then.
me.
So, what did we learn about time travel with Nick? He's allowed to have friends. We're not.
Yeah. See, now you're listening. And Jed, don't you ever look at brand new Nick either. You're looking at him like he's fucking great and everything too. Nah, bullshit.
I love how he specifically chose me, not his girlfriend.
Wait, no, I just chose my girlfriend right now. I was like, hey,
Oh yeah, he did. Right.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to think of like going back in time and doing something petty to someone. I mean, I do petty stuff to someone. Like,
Currently.
I mean, the stuff that I'm thinking about, like, it wouldn't be as satisfactory as like just literally beating someone's fucking ass. Like maybe, like, if someone tried to take my food in like the fridge at work, I'd basically add hydrogen peroxide to most of it, so when they eat it, they get sick.
That's not petty. That's almost bordering on murder.
hey, that's
See,
assault.
I can't be petty. I'd rather just beat someone's ass, or straight up sending bed bugs to their house.
Yeah, that's worse.
What
than-
What do you mean you
else?
can't be petty? You do petty shit to me all the time.
And me. She does petty shit to me all the time.
Take their emails and then basically just sign them up to a whole bunch of different websites or whatever.
That
So
did-
essentially,
Buddy might do that to me once.
No, you know how petty Jed is? She's literally put me through the shit as a new boyfriend, because like this is when we were first dating. She did fucked up shit. Like she asked me a question, would you still love me if I was like a caterpillar? And I have to sit there and be like, how do I answer this and still get pussy? Like, what the fuck do I do that's going to make her feel good, but then make me not look weird? Like, I had to tell her that, yes, I would marry you as a caterpillar. And I'm like, what the fuck am I saying? Like, what weird shit? Why would you ask me?
well, that's true love right there.
If you were a caterpillar, you wouldn't be you. You know?
I'm still the caterpillar. I mean, if you were a caterpillar, I'd eat you.
And plus, I would not be able to stand the caterpillar talking shit to me all the goddamn time, too. Like, oh, you should get a new shirt.
Anyway, you could send a glitter bomb. You could like have one of their work emails signed up to a whole bunch of different websites, whatever, so they get a whole bunch of spam and they get in trouble. What else is there? Dropping their food on the floor, then putting it back on the plate.
Another thing you would probably do is you would go back in time right before Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and you would turn into a fist instead. And then, all right, go ahead, press play. That's something I can see you doing, for sure. But anyways, well, here's the thing. With all that being
Reset a
said-
whole bunch. Reset literally every single one of their passwords that they use to different sites or whatever. So they have to go through the tedious thing of having to use a different password for each
That's
site.
fucking evil. That's evil as shit.
Put sugar in their salt container.
Chocolate laxatives in a milkshake. There's chocolate laxatives? I'm
Oh
curious.
yeah. For some fucking reason, they decided to make laxative chocolate just so you can literally fuck with people.
Yeah, I like that.
That was the height of comedy in the early 2000s.
Like, man, review click. I would like to, dude. If we review click, that's one where Jet, you're joining me as a motherfucker on that shit. You are so joining me on click.
Oh,
Basically,
you mean
for-
Nick's life story?
Yeah, pretty much.
Taste.
Man,
It's April right now. There's chocolate eggs out, like literally coating like a regular egg in chocolate and then giving it to someone. So when they bite into it, they just get egg yolk.
Jesus Christ. It's fucking disgusting. Anyways,
Yeah.
And
Actually,
they just drink. They're just like eating it in front of you, just like fuck you, it's still an egg.
yeah, are you? I don't
course,
know.
yeah.
Jet's getting these ideas from Kenny versus Spenny or some shit right now. It's
Who the
when,
hell's
when,
that?
when did Jet turn into a fucking college frat dude? Like, hey, what I do? Hey, I put my dick, trace my dick on his face. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? What's happening over here?
Well, straight up on the toilet's evil, but also anyone that can just see, who just lifts a seat and sits down and doesn't like look.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, Another one.
Hey, I got one that was done specifically to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, you
What?
remember this?
Was it left
it
Twix
involves
or right Twix?
Fanta. It doesn't fucking matter. It was 2 Twix.
Oh, what?
oh yeah.
So okay. So this was in Vegas, and there's a little bit of preamble. There was 2 rooms, but as per usual, every time I go on a trip, I'm always sleeping on the couch. So the only bathroom I had didn't have a
Oh, I
lock
don't know
or
why he's
anything.
doing that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Apparently, I'm not being whitewashed, literally.
Yeah, okay. I'll just change it. I was doing the thing for Corey on Sony Vegas. But go ahead and tell your thing, but we gotta go because I gotta do that drop.
Sure, I'll make it work. Anyway, so I go. Basically, the bathroom that's close to the kitchen is the one that I use. Everyone knows. Everyone has their own separate bathrooms. So at one point, everyone's just kind of chuckling, laughing. Like, why the fuck's everyone laughing? Like every time I walk by, I'm like, why is everyone just kind of laughing at me? So eventually, someone says, just check the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and all I see is piss yellow and like something in the bottom that was brown. I'm like, oh shit! I'm freaking out because I thought, oh my god, did I accidentally like take a shit and like not flush? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be so fucking embarrassed. But then I remember, like, wait a second, no, I shat like an hour ago, and I remember what my shit looked like. I remember specifically what it looked like. I always have to look. It's an instinct. So I go take a deeper look, and then suddenly like, is that Fanta? Wait, why am I spelling fucking pineapple Fanta? Is that a Twix bar? What the fuck? So I flush the toilet. I go, what the fuck?
I like how you're like bragging like, man, I could have picked my shit out of a lineup like fucking.
Well, no, because it was 2 Twix bars. I remember only taking 1 turd. Or giving one.
I fucking love this.
I just remember specifically. No, because I was legit embarrassed. I was like, oh no, did I seriously forget? And I'm like, wait a second. This guy's wasted half a bottle of Fanta and an entire Twix bar for a fucking joke.
I knew we should have mixed some orange juice with that Fanta.
Oh,
Then I had to go to the hospital.
and the glee on her and Roxy's face, they're all like, oh, let's do it. Okay, he's about to come over here. Like, I was just like, dude, like, why are y'all like
children.
leave him fucking alone, man? Like, you just leave the poor man alone.
I legitimately was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh, how am I gonna leave this bathroom right now? They'll never let me live in the town.
Oh, man.
If I didn't check, I would have had to go out there and just fucking like take all the insults. I'm like, wait a second, let me investigate.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, guys. We're gonna get out of here. Birdman over there on Twitch, okay? That's twitch.tv/Birdman Alley. Go check him out. He's doing some video game stuff and everything as well. Probably doing some launch streams later on this week, right, sir?
Yes. So basically, because of my new schedule, I will be trying to stream longer, though it'll be a little bit more inconsistent because I'm not going to have a traditional weekends anymore, but it'll be for, a lot longer and a lot more varied games. So be sure to check it out. Adding some new stuff, getting some new tech for the channel. So check it out.
All right, people. With that said, we are out of here. The music's not playing. It's been a good show. It was fun. I'm glad you guys were here. I had a great time with all of you, even though you guys disagree with us on some things. But we're all family, and I appreciate you guys chilling here for as long as you guys did. Goodbye, Stage Roaster, and attack the chat.
Putting Nair in the shampoo bottle. You would only do that to someone you really hate.
Wait, putting what?
Nair in a shampoo bottle.
What
You
the hell?
must be reading these off somewhere. I can't believe this is all just shit in your head.
What is
No,
it?
I actually remember that one from a video.
That's super
It was fucked up, but I mean, if you really hate something.